Okay, so you can see this ARQL. It's bounced several times off of this support level in here. Again, it bounced off it and perks to 590. So, but it's running into resistance at this trend line here. So we'll see what we'll see what happens in here when it hits this level, and if it can get through. If it can get through 6, we should see it trade back up to 6.25. But there's a lot of headwind for it. There's no doubt about it. I just wanted to quickly go over some more of the the stocks to watch charts that we had today. And so let's have a look and see. Of course, ARQL was one of them. The other one here is this CDNA. CDNA. This was a swing trade we put on since $8.35, and had a nice pop in the last few days. You can see it broke out of this channel. Today is a bit of a red day, but it's bound to back and fill a bit. But the trend is still on, and I moved the stop loss up on CDNA to under 1375. So yeah, it's a great trade for us, that one. That was on the stocks to watch this morning. Last night I said it broke out of the rising channel. The trade at 15.25, closing 14.96. It's a very powerful chart and an uptrending channel. It is mid-channel and would look for 20 and 23 as targets. So this stock has a lot of room to move. It's not a volatile stock, but though the last few days it's had these pops, it looks good. The other one that we did a swing on, CERS. We're in this, I think, at CERS. I think we're in it around 690, maybe 678, something like that. You can see that it's forming this flag in here. It's had this pop up, now flagging. It just looks to me like it wants to go higher. I like this swing still. It's fine. I mean, it's got to hold this level here for sure. Under this pennant lag, flag. But as it sits now, the stock still looks good. CERS. We had I had DDD this morning as well. Triple D. Let's load it up here. Triple D, I said, after building a large base, stock broken out through lateral resistance, trading as high as 14.12, closing at 14.09. So it did have a little bit of a spike up this morning, but not enough to get us into the trade, and basically traded all day sideways. So really that's just a stock to watch today, not a stock to trade. EOLS, I said, recent IPO, continues to trade higher, an uptrending channel after consolidating. Last 4 days, stock broke to the upside, trade as high as 35, closing 33.76. Top of the channel comes in at 40. So I was looking at this stock to get in at 35, which is this level right here. It opened with a bit of a pop, dropped sharp back into support, and then carried on its way. This was pretty choppy. It would have been a difficult stock to trade, there's no doubt about it, but it did trade as high as 37 from the 35 entry. Pulled back, traded 37, pulls back, trades at 37. So there was lots of opportunities to trade this in here. 670,000 it traded, so a $2 move, pretty good trade. And like I say, a bit difficult to trade, but still a $2 pop. The one that I was looking at is really this all day long has just been sort of coiling in here. I said on stock is a rising flag pattern. It's a strong pattern. Trade as high as 1812, closing at 1776. So it did trade. It traded up as high as 1860. So it had a 50-cent move in it from the watch list. So it would have been a pretty good trade. It did. When it popped through this level here, like it came down and then opened, and then when it popped through that level, that was the entry, and you could have scalped it for 30 or 40 cents. MEIP, which is this chart here, I know these are probably a little small to see. Stock popped out of a wedge formation, traded size 4 1/4, closing at 415. I'd look to go over to today's high with 475 and 5 1/4. So the entry price on this was 4 1/4, was 425, but it traded pre-market above that, and so at pre-market I said, I think around 450. I said in chat that would have been the entry. It did have this little pop and pulled back, and then away it went. And it did hit my targets of 475, which was in here, and then it traded up almost was short of 4 cents of my 5 1/4 entry. So nice trade for us on the MEIP. Good little trade there. It would have been 70 cents on a $4 stock, so pretty good trade. Let's have a look and see what else we have. The USAT never really did anything today, and then the VRX. Here's VRX. So VRX, I said, which was a nice trade for us yesterday, because I said 22.85 entry, and it traded as high as 23.64. So I was looking to trade this over the high of 23.64, and I had 24.50 and 26 as price targets. So it did trade 24.23. So it opened quite strong, bounced around, and then off it took. It did trade to my first target of 24.50 in here, and then it traded just short of my $26 target, traded as high as 25.40. So that's a pretty good trade. Up $1.50 from our entry level, a couple of bucks from from the overnight. If you had taken that trade overnight, that was a pretty good trade. And then that's as far as that goes. And then let's look at some of these swings that I was updating. Because these are fairly new, so hold on. The new string trade we put on DIOD, it's in this strong uptrending channel, and we're long this at 35.40 when it broke above here, and now 37.24. I have a stop loss at 35, and I'm going to move that stop loss up to 35.90. Targets are 38 and 42, so we're getting pretty close to the first target where I'll sell half the position. The on that one, the next one is GEMP, just thin trader GEMP, long at 626. And I like this because it's just, it's starting to curl up in here, and I think that, it's sort of broken out above this level in here. 626 was our entry. So I have targets of 8 and 10, and we didn't quite get up to 8 today, 765. So it's very close to hitting our first price target, and then the next one, 10. Chart looks good. The VNet. VNet we're long at 808, and I have a target of 9 and 950. So did it hit the 9? Not quite. Yeah, it hit 896. So we're 4 cents short of selling half the position on VNet. So that's a buck gain, but then we'll just keep moving the those up. I think I moved the stop up on that now to be under 8.25. CYRX. CYRX we're long CYRX at 1060, stop under 1170, and the targets are now are 15 and 17. Sold half at 13. So you can see it's in this channel. Did hit the top of the channel and backed off, but it's, and it is mid-channel. I'm not expecting it to come back down to touch the bottom of this channel, and we should see this continue to trade higher in here. But you can see it's in a nice strong uptrending channel. So I'm going to just abbreviate this with CRMT. This has come back and touched the bottom of the channel. Did trade it almost up to our target as well at 365. It's in this uptrending channel though, so I mean if it breaks below 3.25, we'll bail on it. But it's still fine. The chart is good. It's, you know, it is an uptrending channel. But if it breaks the channel, then we'll be gone on it. And then I guess the other big one here is the CDNA. We did talk a bit about this. CDNA, we're long CDNA at 835. So pretty much doubled our money on this so far. We talked about this where it's popped out and now moving higher. I just talked about it when in our watch list because it was also in the watch list. So you can see that it's from a swing trade point of view. It's a very strong chart. Looks good. It's popping out, and we moved the stop up on that to under 1375, and we're long CDNA at 835. So pretty much a double in here. Anyway, so there's an update on a few of the stocks to watch list, as well as the swing trades. And now Babylon's going to talk about Lottos. Thanks.